Everybody's already praising Elden Ring for being the greatest game to exist, and to be honest, it's annoying. Imagine playing Skyrim, but good and fun. The best video game I've ever played.
It's one of the best games ever made.
Alright, so hear me out. I'd agree. The game is, in my top 15 games of all time. You know what? Honestly, it's in my top 10 games of all time. Fuck. Maybe these people are right. Okay. So the game is great. It really is. I could go on and on about the beautiful and nuanced open world, the interesting and involved weapons, the incredible boss fights. But, fuck. Yeah, I got nothing. I have ascended past Elden Lord, you mere mortals. You not comprehend my existence. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even buy this game when it first came out because I was scared of the open world being barren without any reason to explore it. I was wrong. I don't know if I have PTSD from playing Pokemon Legends Arceus, but since From Software had never made a true open world game, I thought it might lack reason to explore and utilize the open world. The open world is incredibly interesting, whether it be because of the larger than life high fantasy visuals or because of the unique items that are hidden away across the map that encourage you to explore this amazing world. I really love how seamless exploration is in this game. You can go from walking out of the tutorial zone to fighting a random boss in the open world, to a random church that's outside a dungeon with a boss and unique loot. Then later on in the game, you can go back to the church to find an item to allow you to summon enemies that help you to fight. Not only are there random bosses scattered around the world with unique loot, there are hidden and tucked away areas with characters and questlines attached to said characters to make the world feel unique and nuanced. I can't stress how unique and secretive this world feels. It definitely helps that you don't open your map to a checklist that shows where everything is. I remember playing the game near the end and wanting to watch my friend stream his game on Discord so I can see where he was. I was pretty sure I explored all of the areas I came across pretty extensively. Little did I know, there was a way to explore a huge underground area that itself is more interesting than some other games and their open worlds. This open world is massive and embedded with many deep secrets, loot, characters, and questlines that really involve you into the world. I don't want to say imagine Skyrim, but good and fun, because they are very different open worlds, but this game's open world exceeds at being an incredibly elusive, ominous, and shattered land. Let's talk about the gear used to explore this open world, or should I say weapons. As everyone knows, nobody wears gear in a Dark Souls game to prevent damage. We wear gear to look drippy. Elden Bling is no different. Well, yeah, there are items that give you stats, but fuck 3 decks. I want to look cool. The different outfits that you can get in this game look great. Anyways, if we talk about the weapons in this game, they are incredibly interesting. There are daggers that shoot out a wave of blood and attack incredibly quickly. There's a shield that allows you to purposely deal damage to reflect that damage back at enemies. There's a katana that shoots out beams of magic, and
Moonveil, there it is. Bitch, don't use fucking Moonveil, huh? Out here trying to use your little freaking magic sword?
fuck Moonveil. Moonveil seems to be one of the many unbalanced weapons in this game. I don't know why they decided to give specifically magic users such a large advantage in this game compared to previous From Software titles. Magic users can do damage at range, melt bosses, and use melee weapons. Anyways, besides the weapons feeling unbalanced, every other aspect of external progression feels amazing. I'm not gonna lie, the bosses in this game are amazing, but my biggest criticism for Elden Ring definitely has to do with the boss fights. I love the boss fights and just straight up boss design in Elden Ring. I love fighting Melina, even though she's a piece of shit that made me want to smack my head 50 fucking times. Radahn was such a cinematic story as I was fighting him, but the amount of boss fights that were just previous versions of the same boss fight, but with a couple ads, is frustrating. I understand having so many dungeons and boss encounters means it's a lot harder to have all unique boss fights, but something about fighting the Apostle duo didn't seem very rewarding, and if anything, it felt frustrating. I love most of the bosses, and I like the power creep that makes early on side bosses become regular enemies. It shows progression with your character through in-game mechanics, but whenever there were multiple of the same boss or a boss paired alongside another boss, it felt a little frustrating instead of exciting. Like I was saying though, the power creep of the game is done incredibly well. There are the bosses with huge story implications that are incredible boss fights and exciting to come across, whether it be because their name has been trickled throughout the dialogue or because they have a really cool weapon that you want to use. But there are also bosses that just seem like a very tough version of other enemies around the area that feel rewarding to be dealt with as a boss. And it feels even better to face them later and defeat multiple as a regular enemy. This is my favorite From Software game and one of my favorite games of all time. I can see myself going back to play this game over and over again to experiment with weapons on bosses and new playthroughs. I can't wait to try out the many different builds thrown together by the community to kill my friends in PvP. I also can't wait for new content to come out with this game. Elden Ring is amazing.